Okay, so listen, we need to talk about something, okay? I was sitting here getting some footage, for my review for Skate and everything, and I had noticed something. Like, trust me, there is a plethora of problems with this game. It really is, and it's getting a little like distressing if I'm being honest and everything. But I need to bring something specific to y'all attention. As a skateboarder who understands this, please understand I am talking from a skateboard perspective. If you are liking the game, this has nothing to do with that. It's fine. Like, trust me, I'm never going to be a person that's like just going to agree with you just because you're enjoying the game. But I do acknowledge that you can enjoy a game without it being 100% accurate. But I'm gonna tell you this right now: there are some things that are going to ruin the game, and you don't even know it. All right, and this is one of them. All right, so let me go ahead and just show you what I'm talking about because there is a huge physics problem with this game. So when you are on the mini ramp, which this is supposed to be a mini ramp. This is supposed to be a like mellow session thing, all right? But if you haven't noticed it already, I am not doing anything at all. Okay? Like I just pumped right there. This is not supposed to happen on a mini ramp. This is barely even supposed to happen on a like a like a ramp, okay? Like a real actual half pipe. Okay, this is not really supposed to happen. And this is kind of ruining the game. So watch what happens. Now, you might be like, okay, well, that's what's supposed to happen, in the game. It's giving you like air, but that's too much air for a mini ramp. Now watch what happens when I try and give myself a little bit of a boost. Watch how I pop early before before I actually get to the coping. Okay, watch what happens. All right, watch. I'm not pushing forward. Okay, he's just flying out. Look how high I'm going. Okay, look how long I'm in the air for. This is a problem because this is why the game feels bad. Maybe if you don't skate, it probably doesn't feel bad. But if you do skate, if you're wondering like, why does this not feel good? You do feel floaty. It's like when you go in the air, the gravity turns off. Why am I in the air for so long? Even in skateboarding, even if you have a perfect launch, you do not go this high and stay in the air for this long. This is like mega. This is like half pipe level air. This is not a half pipe. I can tell that this is not a half pipe. This is like their version, a larger version of a mini ramp. Look how high I'm in there. Look how long I'm in the air. 2 seconds in the air. Bro, this is not how the game, this is not how skating is supposed to feel. But this feels bad. Not to mention that there is a plethora of other things. Why is the coping a sharp edge? The coping is supposed to be round. No mini ramp or quarter pipe is ever going to have a sharp edge. It makes it actually, I believe it makes it hard. I've never skated a sharp edge ledge before. Quarter pipe. I've never skated any mini ramp, quarter pipe, like anything that has to do with transition skating has never had a sharp edge. Okay, you're not supposed to have a sharp edge. You're supposed to have round coping. Round coping. I'm gonna put it on the screen right now. This is what it looks like. Round coping is what you're supposed to have on a mini ramp, but that's like a detailed nitpick. Okay, but this whole like floating in the air, this isn't right. This is not what you're supposed to. I'm in the air for too long. This actually throws off the flow. This really flows off the flow. Like for a skater, for this to be a skate representation and I'm in the air for this long. This isn't right. And also watch when I kickflip. What? Let's try to do a fast. Let's try to do a fast flick. Okay, let's do a flash flick. What do we do? What? That's too long. That's too long. Just being in the air for that long. Gosh, I hate the editor on this so much. Just being in the air for this long, it's not right, bro. It's not right. I'm not. That looks like somebody put slow-mo on that. If you're wondering why the game feels so bad, this is one of the reasons why. If you're wondering why the game looks so bad, feels so bad, it's because of this. You know, I've seen this comment before, you know, who turned the gravity off and everything. But this is 10 years later and we're still playing the game like we're on PS3. This is supposed to be a next gen game. Why? What is up with that? That is a problem. That is too slow. Where's the weightiness? Where's the weight? Where's the realism? I mean, I don't know why, like, Full Circle and EA and the people who like did this, why they actually ruined it so badly. This looks like somebody is putting it in slow-mo. And if you agree, please put it down in the comments. If you disagree, I understand you're probably gonna be like, you can put it down in the comments as well. I'm curious as to how you're gonna justify this. This is not how it's supposed to go. It should not feel like this. This feels bad. This feels wrong. It doesn't feel like a genuine skate game in any format. I don't even think Tony Hawk games are this floaty unless you're going really fast. And when you're going really fast, you still come down with some weight. You still feel like something's pulling you down, like gravity is pulling you down. But I know I cannot be the only person, specifically a skater. I know I cannot be the only person who noticed that this does not feel good. I have been sessioning this mini ramp for probably about 30 minutes. It feels bad. It feels really bad. Please leave your thoughts down below what you're thinking is. If you also have been feeling this weird feeling that comes with skate, it feels off. The whole entire game absolutely feels off. And this is probably the reason why. You should not be in the air this long. Okay. Even if we can't, so I see that you can flick it faster, okay? I just kind of held it down longer and then, you know, and that was probably the best one right there. That was probably the best one right there. But this is still too long in the air. I'm not saying you can't get hang time, but I should really be like in the air for like less than a split second. The only thing that gives you this much boost is a quarter pipe. Like an actual Tony Hawk level quarter pipe. All right, I'm putting on the screen the size that I'm talking about. This is not a Tony Hawk size, okay? This is not a quarter pipe size. And the way they're like pushing it, it doesn't seem like it. Even if this is a quarter pipe on top of that, even if it is, this is too long in the air. This is too long in the air. You to be no pump. Now, mind you, if I'm pumping and if I'm trying to haul ass, sure. But to just float, I'm just floating. I'm not doing anything. Look. Hold on. Let me look. All I'm doing, I promise you, all I'm doing is just this. I'm just turning his body. What? didn't do anything. He's just, I'm not pumping or anything. He's just floating in the air. Unless I am deliberately implementing that, I don't think you should just float in the air. You like, this is what's making the game feel off. This is what's making the game feel bad. If they could just put some more weight on it, if they could actually make yourself feel weightier and heavier, the game wouldn't feel so bad. This game already needs better graphics. It already needs better physics. This right here, just the fact of speed and air could fix it so much more. Because I'm gonna be real with you, there is a lot good with it, but there's a tremendous amount wrong. A tremendous amount that's wrong. And that's why the game doesn't feel good to play for, like, if you're not launching and jumping from building to building and skyscrapers and stuff like that, and you're just trying to skate. I mean, I even have some clips that for some reason it just doesn't look good. Like, I don't know how to quite put it, but there are certain things in the game where it just doesn't look good. I have been doing things that kind of need to nurture him to look like he's skating. And let me give you an example. I go back 180 nose manual, and then look how high he pops from a nose manual. That is too high, y'all. It's way too high. There is no reason for me to be that high in the sky with as slow as I go. I'm deliberately trying to slow him down. My settings, I've damn near turned everything off. Why he goes so high in the air? I don't need him to do that. A little shove would have made this clip look so much better. Here, I'll start it over for you so you can see. Because I like this. I'm doing a lot in order to get him to look like he's an actual, like, skater. That's... I know the game's supposed to be like, you know, you are the perfect skater, but then at the same time, even perfect skaters understand the laws of physics. Boosting that high from a nose manual and you're in the switch position, it don't look good. It looks cartoony. Let's look at it again. Watch it again. That all looks fine. And then we get here. I don't understand how he can shove so high in the sky. Look how high he's popping. Look how high he is. Like, I'm going, mind you, I'm going really slow for this pop. I'm going really slow, but I'm popping really hard so I can get enough, you know, rotation and turn. Even then, I even have to, like, power slide through it. That's all fine. But then we going down, and my man has jumped the country. This is too floaty. I would rather, and I tried to just kind of like rotate off and everything. He still just pops, and this was the best one I could get because I just didn't want him to land so perfect. I did not want, I'd rather he had the actual, like, you know, revert feeling from it. That's what I really wanted from him. I wanted him to look real. That's too much height from Fakey. Fakey, like, bro, you have to, like, charge yourself up in order to do that. There's no charge system in here. That's what they should put in the game. A charge would make it a lot more sense. Like, take a look at this one right here. Watch this. I'm so high in the sky. I'm really high. And the only reason why it looks good, in my opinion, this clip looks good, is because I made him go out to Fakey so he would have some type of impact. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at it, I'm trying to make him have impact in the clip as much as possible. And the game would feel so much better if I just didn't fly with every pop. If I didn't fly with every pop, the game would be acceptable. The lighting is so bad in this game. The textures are so bad. The ground textures are all fine. I'm actually okay with the ground textures. I'm okay with all the texturing in the game. But the texture on the character himself, it just looks so bad. So they really need to raise up the weight of the game. For this amount of time, and y'all put all of this effort and all of this development time into turning yourself into a ball, this just hurts a lot. Okay, this doesn't feel good to play. I would much rather have weightier controls and a much more realistic. Take this cartoony stuff off. Make sure you put some weight on the character, and this is going to make the game feel so much better. I'm not even saying that the pop or anything like that is even wrong. Just you need to put some weight on the skater. Like and subscribe. I'll be having more content for you guys coming, much more every single day. And please leave down in the comments what you think about how the gameplay feels. And if you are only jumping from building and building and you're spamming tricks, I promise you, like, this is not going to be relevant to you. It just isn't. Like, if you're going to play the game like an arcade, then this isn't going to be relevant to you. But as for the real skaters and the realistic players and everything, if you're wondering why the game doesn't necessarily feel good, this is the reason why.